Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our second EE Roundtable discussion. Today, we're going to be going over the Power to the Players voting system, which can be accessed in-game by pressing F5. This is not only a big update for this month, but also for the future, as much of the content going into RuneScape will be decided via this system. 3 polls were released today: a Dragonstone poll, Invention versus the Elf City; a Diamond poll, which monsters do you want to see have their drops reworked; and a Ruby poll, deciding the map for a yet-to-be-described minigame. First, we're going to go over the Dragonstone poll, which is Invention versus the Elf City. Does anybody have any thoughts?
I have some thoughts, Dragonseance. Let me tell you about the Elf City. It was 2004 when the crystal walls first appeared and our painful wait began. Spirits were high in those times. Jimmy Carter was president, and we had just beat the Ruskies to the moon. We could scarcely contain our excitement about what could lie behind the wall. Surely we would soon be granted access to a grand elven city full of beautiful elven architecture and Orlando bloom. How could such an important update possibly be delayed? Jagex? Hello? As time marched steadily on, our glorious elven city turned from something real and imminent to a dream. For a decade, we turned to XP to distract us. But finally, we've been given a voice. We can fucking do something. We can reveal what's behind the fucking crystal walls. We can hunt the crystal butterflies, and we can touch Mr. Bloom. And you want to vote for a new skill? Fuck all.
All right, Argaios, thank you for your opinion on the Elven City. Just to play devil's advocate, I don't know really how anyone could argue against that. The Invention skill will give us access to machinery that will aid in the production of resources such as ores into bars and cut gems, things like that, all powered by the energy we've obtained from divination. This is something that will help most people with their buyables and, increase overall efficiency for production skills, to a great degree. However, as Argaios mentioned, we have been waiting a long time for the Elven City, and with it, as the BTS video recently stated, comes new training methods, new quests, and everything that comes with the new area. They mentioned crystal singing explicitly as a new crafting method, but there's a lot that comes with the Elven City. Do you care to elaborate, Andrew?
Yeah, the Elven City um, is going to be a major content update, and it could potentially contain updates to both Hunter and Agility, as those are skills we've seen be associated with the elves in the past, as well as extensions of existing quest lines with the Morning's End series, and just a whole new range of content. And we have, like Argea said, we've been waiting a very long time, so I also voted for the Elf City. I'm in favor of that. I do think that Invention is a really interesting update, and it could, expand the game and give us a chance to upgrade some items, and that would be cool. But I think that it's coming a little too close on the heels of Divination. A lot of people just got their capes back or are still training Div. No one has 200 mil yet, so um, I think that I personally voted for the Elf City. Right now, 58% of players have voted for the Elf City, although it has gotten closer. It used to be more like 60-40. So we'll have to see what happens. But yeah, I'm looking forward to both updates.
Okay, so just to clarify, there are several players who've gotten 200 mil div, and a big grats to them. However, I agree that it may be too soon to incorporate another skill, as when Divination came out, many people thought it was unfinished, not rewarding enough. They found little reason to train it past 99, other than to socialize with everybody else that was training Divination. Hopefully this Inventor skill will give people more reasons to train Div, and it will be a more rewarding skill overall and make people want to train it past 99. As Andrew said, the Elf City is currently winning. It's around 57% right now, and The real question, though, is if Elf City wins and it has an ETA of July or August, what happens to the loser? What would happen to Invention? When would that come out? This is something that remains to be seen. However, there are two more short-term polls whose winners will be coming out in February, and those are the Diamond and Ruby polls. Now, first, the Diamond poll. It's a vote between a bunch of different types of monsters, and we're deciding whose drop tables should be reworked. Now, there's several different categories, and we're going to go over those now.
Yeah, the 5 options for the diamond pool are demons, which are abyssal demons, greater demons, lesser demons, and imps. Beasts, dark beasts, basilisks, turoth, and kurasks. Elementals, which include aquanites, water fiends, pyre fiends, and dust devils. And ghosts, aberrant specters, anku, ghasts, and God Wars dungeon spiritual creatures. And lastly, none of the above if you don't want any of them to have their drops increased. Right now, demons is just demolishing all of the others with 55% of the vote. So it looks pretty likely that that's going to be the victor. And in terms of this update, I pretty much looked at it as a way of slightly improving the profitability of Slayer. So I actually voted for Elementals because it seems like those are the most common Slayer monsters. But I don't know, how did you guys look at this one?
I looked at it from sort of the daily. Many people you have the masks of Abyss to do their daily Abyssal Demon tasks. So looking at it from that point of view, it would perhaps be the most useful to have Abyssal Demons drops improved, so you would have a daily profit as well as the daily XP coming from that task.
Right. I kind of saw it the same way. Although I'm done with Slayer, many players do their daily Abyssal Demons and, mutated Jadenkos, whatever. But for this, just the fact that Abyssal Demons would be made more profitable with whips at elk price, there's really no reason for players to do them other than for their XP. This would help a lot of people doing their dailies and a lot of hardcore Slayers. Demons is in a quite favorable position right now, and the winner, will come out in February, but that doesn't mean that these other drop table reworks aren't on the, the near horizon. So I think that we'll see all of them updated in the quasi near future, but again, demons seem to be the clear favorite right now. The last poll, the Ruby poll, is to decide a map for quote unquote top secret minigame. And during RuneFest, we heard of their plans to make a sort of Hunger Games style minigame where players go in and they sort of fight till the death until there's, one player left. They can do it solo or in a team. It kind of reminds me of the Tazar fight pits, though there's definitely a lot of potential for great rewards and gameplay. So what did you guys think about the Ruby pool?
I'm definitely looking forward to 2014 as the year of the minigame. The two things that Jagex said they would focus on are minigames and high-level content. So I think this Hunger Games style minigame that they talked about at RuneFest could be really cool. In terms of selecting a map, it's not really the most important thing. Obviously, the most important thing is whether it's worthwhile to play it for the rewards. And I think that the difference between these choices, it's not really explained that well. There's pretty much just Ashdale, Canifis, Isifdar, the Wilderness, and Zenaris. And you could tell that people don't really have a clear favorite because all of them are right around 18 to 20%, with Canifis has the slight edge right now at 24%.
Okay, so I think a lot of players are also unfamiliar with Ashdale, which I did the tutorial over again just to see how it is and get, the couple of items that they introduced with it. And I thought Ashdale looked amazing, probably one of the best looking areas in the game. So I voted for Ashdale personally, but I can't see it translating, all these maps translating from the picture given on the poll into any significantly different gameplay. So I'm thinking no matter what we vote, we might be able to get all of them in the future, or it may be rather insignificant. It might just be the setting for the mini game and not change the gameplay in any way.
Yeah,
So
it's
that
described.
continue.
It's described as using locations and characters from whatever region is chosen, so it shouldn't have any effect whatsoever on gameplay.
Okay. So yeah, that means there might be an expansion in the future. This is set to come out in February as well, as the drop table rework. So that's something that we look towards as an imminent change to the game. Now, the future of these polls is what's really fascinating, and it gives the players some semblance of control over what they want to see next. Now, apparently there's going to be a major poll, like Invention versus Elf City, every month, with smaller polls running every week, such as the drop rework in the minigame setting. And I don't know how they're going to keep that up, personally.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
wanted
don't.
to. Okay, I wanted to say something
Go
about the
ahead,
polls in
Placido.
general. Yeah. So I wanted to say that I'm glad that this is an actual kind of formal poll as opposed to some in the past. Like, they've kind of gotten a bad rap because of like the wilderness and free trade one that you could only vote yes for, and then there's the 2012 RuneFest location poll, which New York actually won out as like the choice for the next location, and yet it wasn't actually held there because of other extenuating circumstances. But like that's fine because it wasn't guaranteed. So I kind of like these new polls where it's kind of in the old school RS style, where players still get to have their say, and yet the developers still kind of have a direction of where the update's headed, and I think that's good.
Right. Now, what I see as the biggest win here at all, like the biggest win for the system, is that developers still get to do what they want to do, and players aren't subject to the tyranny of the majority. As in, there was once a poll where players got to decide potential dungeoneering rewards, and one of them was an outside of Daemonheim Gatestone, which at the time would have been incredible. But players voted overwhelmingly in favor of a dungeoneering themed pet, which became the Sneaker Peeper. Now, I was, quite flummoxed by that decision, and I was quite upset with the majority of players. However, these updates, these polls, aren't deciding what will go in and what won't. It's just the order of those updates. So developers still have the ultimate control and can still do what they want to do. It's just players decide when they want this content, and it leaves the freedom to the developers, which I really like.
Right. And I don't think we can expect to get a poll as significant as this month's Dragonstone poll every month. I mean, it's going to be hard for them to develop content as important as new skills, new cities every single month, but we should see a lot that has to do with quests and monsters and that sort of thing. And that's going to be cool to be able to direct that kind of content.
Right. So now the next thing we're getting this week is Haiti, Skull, and Ear, the Valkyrie, which are NPCs from Fremnik lore that give us bonus XP in combat, woodcutting or agility, and divination or prayer. Now we're just going to quickly go over what is the most efficient choice for each of these, and just our opinions on this content. So if anybody wants to describe this event.
Well, yeah, the big one is Skull, I think, that gives you woodcutting and agility. So it's a little bit different this year. In the past, everyone's used it on agility, obviously. But with the bonus XP rework, what you really want to look at is, comparing the rates of bonus experience, since it's worth it to do it for agility and woodcutting. So you want to look at how much time you're saving in bonus experience. It gives, what, 500k bonus? Am I right? In
Yeah.
both skills?
I think it's like 600k, but we'll just say
Yeah,
we'll
we'll say
500k.
500, around in the ballpark. So you're saving, like, with Barbarian Assault, it's like 400k, 500k agility an hour, so you're saving about an hour doing agility bonus XP, and with woodcutting, it's 2 or 3 hours, so it's definitely better to do that. Use it on woodcutting.
Right. So as Argaios said, it takes about 2.5 hours to get the requisite woodcutting bonus XP from Stealing Creation, whereas it takes only an hour to get the Agility XP from Barbarian Assault. So for the first time, it's actually more efficient to take the Woodcutting XP from the Skull Boots. So the Haiti Paws remain ranged as it's the slowest. Even with Water Fiends maxing out at around 400k, you're probably going to want to choose range for the Haiti Paws. And obviously for Ear the Valkyrie, unless you're extremely pressed for cash, Divination is the most valuable bonus XP in the game, as it is the slowest skill.
Definitely.
So that's what's going to happen this Thursday, and we hope you enjoy that. Just the final reminder, the World Event 2 ends with, most likely, the death of Bandos on the 20th of January. Next week, we're going to be looking at a giant mole rework and some, whatever rewards come with that. I'm really excited for the farming pots that decrease growth time. So yeah, for more videos and to ask us questions about efficiency, you can either reach us on Twitter or just stay tuned for more videos. All right, thanks a lot and happy scaping.